Hey you guys, so I figured I'd start off by making this video to get to know me. And one of the questions that I get asked all the time is, how did you get into real estate, right? So I want to go all the way back and just kind of let you guys know how I started in this business and why I'm doing this business. Why am I in here? Why am I, selling real estate? So let me go back to when I was a teenager. And I always remember this part because it was just something that really instilled in me that I can't believe I was doing that. But when I got licensed to drive, I drove around everywhere. I lived and grew up in Sacramento. And when I got licensed to drive, and I got my driver's license, I was driving everywhere and I was entering neighborhoods and I enjoyed showing houses to my friends. And I don't know why, it was just such a weird thing I did, but I would just show them these like neighborhoods and be like, look at this house. And isn't that amazing? Oh, wow. I wonder what it looks like inside. And I just always been in love with architecture and residential properties, that when it came time to graduate high school, I approached my mom and I asked her, I was like, hey, can you help pay for my real estate license? And that got shot down. Totally okay, because it led me to another path, and I'm okay with that. Because eventually I ended up back to what I originally wanted to be when I was a teenager. So, that's just kind of how I started having that thought already about wanting to do real estate. And, I went after high school, I went to a lot of jobs. I did a lot of things. And one of the things I did was sales. And I had this job and I'll never forget it. It was a dating job where I called people that were single and asked if they wanted to meet someone. I think it was like Greater Expectations. That's what the company was called. I think Mad TV had skits about it, and I worked at the call center, and I had this manager who was like insane. He was like always upbeat, but just always like telling us to make these calls. And one of the things he said, and I never forgot it, was, if you're going to sell something, believe in the product that you're selling, or else you're just not going to do good. And for some reason, that just stuck to me, where it was like, okay, if I'm going to sell something, it needs to be intentional, it needs to be meaningful, and I really need to believe in that product. And at that time, I never closed a deal. I think I got somebody to, a few people to come, but never closed a deal. And I just was like, you know what? I don't believe in this product. My heart's not into it. And I quit. But I think that just kind of helped with my sales in terms of like, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. I want to sell real estate. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for so long. And so when it came time to pursue it, obviously I entered a few jobs, and I didn't get into this until like my late 20s. And, come 2011 or 2010, I was given the opportunity to join my friend's sister's brokerage. And I just took it because I knew this was something that was for me. There's a lot of hesitation on my family, and a lot of hesitation on, other people that I was speaking to at the time. But I just burned that bridge. I was like, I'm not going back. I'm not going to do what I was going to do. And I'm going to do this instead. And here I am. So I've been in the business since 2011, when it was an REO, crazy REO phase and a lot of short sales. And I learned how to handle all that, get into these, relationships with banks and people. And, I enjoyed it. And I really, really enjoyed this career path that I did, this business that I been building and I'm continuing to build. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I'm in real estate. Thanks for watching.